Each year, an alarming 91% of the world's population is affected by natural disasters. It's an unsettling reality that we live in a world where calamities like storms, earthquakes, and power loss can strike without warning. And these disasters aren't picky. They don't care if you're from the bustling cityscape of New York or the rural heartland of Kansas. They can, and they do, affect anyone, anywhere. In 2023 alone, over 600 natural disasters were reported globally, affecting millions of people. From the wildfires in Australia to the hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico, these events have wreaked havoc on communities, causing untold damage and suffering. And the worst part? No one can say for certain when or where the next disaster will strike. Imagine being the Johnson family, living in a disaster-prone area, not knowing when the next calamity might strike. Would you sit back and hope for the best? Or would you take action to ensure the safety and survival of your family? The Johnsons chose the latter. They understood the importance of being prepared for any eventuality. They decided to equip themselves with the knowledge and tools to bug in when disaster hits. The concept of bugging in refers to staying put in your home during an emergency rather than evacuating. It's about making your home a fortress, a sanctuary against the chaos outside. It's about having the right tools, the right supplies, and the right mindset to weather any storm. The Johnsons knew they had to be prepared. They understood that knowledge and preparation could mean the difference between life and death. They knew that the best defense against the unpredictable was to arm themselves with the essentials of survival. They started their journey to preparedness, and so should you. So, what are these essentials for bugging in? What are the must-have supplies that could guarantee your survival during a disaster? Let's delve into them. Let's uncover the secrets of survival, one critical item at a time. Because when disaster strikes, being prepared isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Imagine the power has gone out. The Johnsons are prepared, are you? Here's the thing, when the lights go out, it's not just the lights, it's the refrigerator, the stove, the heating. In a world without power, these everyday conveniences disappear. So how do you keep the lights on and the heat up when the grid goes down? This is where the portable solar generator comes into play. This compact powerhouse harnesses the sun's energy, converting it into electricity to power your essentials. It's like having your personal power plant ready to spring into action when everything else fails. It's reliable, it's renewable, and it's a game changer for those serious about being prepared. But what about heat? In the depth of winter or the chill of a stormy night, staying warm isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. Enter the multi-fuel stove, a versatile hero in uncertain times. This isn't your average camping stove. This is a rugged, ready-for-anything appliance that can burn anything from wood to propane to gasoline. It's a lifeline in a cold, dark world, providing not only warmth, but also a means to cook food when your kitchen stove is nothing more than a cold hunk of metal. Imagine being able to whip up a hot meal, boil water for safe drinking, and keep the chill at bay, all with one compact device. That's the power of a multi-fuel stove. Being prepared isn't about expecting the worst. It's about being ready for anything. It's about turning the lights back on when the world goes dark. It's about staying warm in the face of a cold, harsh reality. That's why having a portable solar generator and a multi-fuel stove is so crucial. These aren't just tools, they're your lifelines, your safety nets in a world turned upside down. Being prepared means ensuring access to power and heat, no matter the circumstance. In an emergency, maintaining sanitation and comfort are more crucial than ever. Picture this: the power's out, and the usual amenities are unavailable. Suddenly, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. That's where items like shovels and buckets come into play. They might seem mundane, but in a bugging-in situation, they're your ticket to a sanitary living environment. When your regular waste disposal system is compromised, you need a plan B. And that's where your trusty shovel and bucket come in. They help you manage waste disposal effectively, keeping your area clean and preventing the spread of disease. It's not a glamorous job, but it's a vital one. Now let's talk comfort. Imagine a cold winter's night without your cozy heating system. Sounds uncomfortable, right? That's where emergency thermal blankets come into play. They're not just pieces of fabric. They're your shield against the biting cold, your guard against hypothermia. These lightweight heroes provide warmth and insulation when you need it most. In the face of harsh weather conditions, they can make all the difference. And speaking of weather, let's not forget about shelter. In an emergency, your home might not provide the protection it used to. Maybe a window's broken, or there's damage to the roof. That's when weather-resistant tarps and heavy-duty ropes become your best friends. They offer shelter from the elements, allowing you to create temporary coverings for damaged areas. They're your makeshift roof, your emergency window, and in a bugging situation, they can be a real game changer. So let's recap. In a crisis, maintaining sanitation and comfort is crucial. Shovels and buckets become your waste management system. Thermal blankets provide warmth and protection, and weather-resistant tarps combined with sturdy ropes offer shelter from the elements. They may seem like simple items, but they're essential to your survival. Sanitation and comfort are non-negotiable. Let's ensure we have what we need to maintain them. When bugging in, staying connected and safe is paramount. Let's delve into the critical role of communication and defense in a survival situation. In the midst of a crisis, information is power. Being cut off from the world, not knowing what's happening beyond your four walls can be more than unnerving. It can be dangerous. This is where an emergency communication device comes into play. A satellite phone or two-way radios can be your lifeline to the outside world. They enable you to reach out to emergency services, connect with family and neighbors, and receive crucial updates about the situation at hand. It's about staying informed, coordinating assistance, and maintaining a sense of control in an otherwise chaotic scenario. Now let's talk defense. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to consider the necessity of self-defense during an emergency. But we're not preparing for a perfect world, are we? We're preparing for a world where resources may be scarce, where desperation might drive some to actions they wouldn't ordinarily consider. A hunting firearm is more than just a tool for protection. It's also a means of procuring food in extended emergencies. With the right knowledge and responsible use, it can ensure your personal safety and provide a source of sustenance when traditional methods may no longer be an option. But remember, while these tools are essential, they're just that, tools. They're not magic bullets that will solve all problems. They require knowledge, training, and responsible handling. Without these, they could be more dangerous than the threats they're meant to protect against. Staying safe and connected is vital during a disaster, and these tools can help ensure that. But remember, even the best gear is only as good as the person using it. So learn, prepare, and stay vigilant. After all, survival isn't just about having the right tools, it's about having the right mindset. In a disaster, access to food, water, and healthcare can become severely limited. Imagine a world where grocery shelves are empty, water sources are contaminated, and hospitals are overflowing. A grim picture, isn't it? But that's the harsh reality of a disaster situation. Let's talk about food first. When disaster strikes, your everyday food supply can be cut off without warning. That's where emergency food rations come into play. These are specially packaged meals that have a long shelf life, often several years. They're designed to provide essential nutrients and calories, helping to sustain you when fresh food is scarce. Some people even opt for hunting as a way to procure food during extended emergencies, making a hunting firearm and ammo a prudent inclusion to your survival kit. Now let's move on to water. Clean, drinkable water is essential for survival, but it can become a scarce commodity during a disaster. Rain barrels can collect rainwater, but to make it safe for drinking, you'd need a water filter. A good water filter can remove harmful bacteria and other contaminants, ensuring that you and your family have access to clean water for drinking and hygiene purposes. Finally, let's discuss health. During an emergency, access to medical care can be limited. That's where a high-quality first aid kit comes in handy. It should include basic medical supplies like bandages, antiseptics, and pain relievers, but also trauma supplies for more serious injuries. You should also consider stocking up on vitamins and over-the-counter medications. These can help prevent nutrient deficiencies and treat minor ailments when a visit to the doctor isn't an option. In the face of adversity, these items, emergency food rations, a water filter, a first aid kit, and some basic medications, can be the difference between life and death. They offer a glimmer of hope, a lifeline in the darkest of times. With these items, you can ensure that you and your family have access to vital resources during an emergency. The Johnsons are now prepared to bug in. Are you ready? Arm yourself with knowledge and these essential items to thrive in any situation. Remember, the best time to prepare for a disaster is before it happens. Start your preparedness journey today. I will catch you on the next one.